What if I told you the version of Itachi we saw in the series wasn't even close to his true peak? Not Edoteche Itachi, not the sick Itachi that fought Sasuke, not the exhausted double agent carrying the entire burden of the leaf on his back. I'm talking about a fully healthy, fully developed, battle-hardened Itachi Uchiha in his absolute prime. Because when you really look at the facts, Itachi may have had the highest unrealized potential in the entire Naruto franchise. And honestly, the scary part is, he was still evolving. From the moment Itachi was introduced, the series treated him differently. Every character who knew who he was spoke about him like he was some kind of natural disaster. At 7 years old, he already thought like a Hokage. At 11, he joined the Anbu. At 13, he massacred the Uchiha clan almost entirely by himself alongside Obito, and even after becoming a rogue ninja, the man casually walked into the Leaf Village, embarrassed Itachi, mentally destroyed Sasuke, and had Orochimaru of all people admit that Itachi was stronger than him. That alone says enough, but here's what most people overlook. The Itachi we saw for almost the entire series was dying. The man had a terminal illness, failing eyesight, low chakra reserves compared to the top tiers, and was secretly holding back in multiple fights because his real goal was never domination. It was protecting Sasuke and maintaining peace from the shadows. Now imagine removing all those limitations. That's where things get terrifying. A Prime Itachi would likely have had the internal Mangekyō Sharingan, assuming he'd lose the perimeters of loving his brother. And if that happened, the biggest weakness in his arsenal completely disappears. No blindness, no rapid stamina drain, no fear of overusing Mangekyō abilities, which means the abilities like Tsukuyomi, Amaterasu, and Susanoo suddenly become spammable weapons instead of last resorts. And people forget how broken Tsukuyomi actually was. That wasn't just a genjutsu, it was psychological warfare on a completely different level. In a literal instant, Itachi could manipulate a target's perception of time and mentally destroy elite ninja before a real fight even started. Kakashi, one of the smartest shinobi in the series, was completely helpless against it. Now imagine a Prime Itachi using that ability with even greater mastery, better chakra reserves, and EMS level efficiency. Most ninjas simply wouldn't survive long enough to touch him. Then there's Amaterasu, one of the deadliest abilities in Naruto, but ironically one that Itachi himself never fully explored because of his condition. A healthy Itachi could have evolved Amaterasu similar to how Sasuke later did with Blaze release. Imagine black flames shaped into weapons, shields, traps, or compressed projectiles. And considering Itachi's intelligence, his uses would probably be even more surgical than Sasuke's. This is the same guy who planned entire battles several moves ahead while half dead. A Prime Itachi with full stamina would fight like a chess player with cheat codes, but the real monster is his Susanoo. Even sick and nearly blind, Itachi possessed arguably the most hacked Susanoo in the series. The Yadomir could nullify attacks by changing its chakra nature. The Tosca blade could seal anything it pierced permanently. That combination alone made his Susanoo ridiculously unfair. Most Susanoo users relied on raw power, Itachi's was built for inevitability. Now imagine that same Susanoo perfected. A complete body Susanoo, greater speed, higher durability, longer active time, potentially even combining it with advanced genjutsu tactics mid-combat. At that point, fighting Prime Itachi becomes less about overpowering him and more about somehow surviving long enough to avoid getting instantly outplayed. And this is where things get interesting, because Itachi's greatest weapon was never actually the Sharingan, it was his mind. This ninja figured out weaknesses, analyzed patterns, and adapted faster than almost anyone in Naruto history. Kabuto literally altered the battlefield, modified his body, and stacked himself with broken abilities, and Edo Itachi still found a way to outsmart him. Even characters stronger than Itachi physically were often mentally outclassed by him. That matters because in Naruto, battle IQ can completely change fights. A Prime Itachi with years of additional combat experience might have become the single most efficient shinobi alive. Not the strongest physically, not the fastest, but potentially the deadliest overall. And there's another scary possibility people rarely talk about: perfect Susanoo. Now yes, the series never confirmed Itachi had it, but realistically, if Sasuke achieved it, there's no reason a healthy adult Itachi with eternal Mangekyō couldn't eventually reach the same level. And if that happened, you're basically looking at a ninja with one-shot sealing weapons, near impenetrable defense, elite taijutsu, top-tier genjutsu, high-level intelligence, mastery over file style and shuriken jutsu, potential perfect Susanoo. That's final boss territory. What makes Itachi so fascinating is that he never chased power for selfish reasons. Unlike Madara, Orochimaru, Obito, Itachi sacrificed almost everything. And because of that, we never truly got to see what he could become if he actually lived for himself. No illness, no guilt, no secret missions, no self-destruction, just growth. And honestly, that version of Itachi might have rivaled people normally placed far above him, because the strongest part of Itachi was that every time we saw him, he was incomplete yet still dominant, which says a lot about what his true prime could have looked like. So the real question isn't whether Prime Itachi would have been strong, the real question is how many characters in Naruto could actually stop him. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think Prime Itachi could have bested most of the characters in Naruto? I'd love to get y'all's thoughts, so let me know in the comment section below. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, click the card you see here, which is taking to my video on Prime Minato and what he could have been had he stayed in the series longer than what was shown. I'm the Hokage, and I hope you all have an amazing and blessed day. Peace.